Hey guys, it's Kelsey. Welcome to my first layout with How to Kill a Kit with Style, February 2019. I'm excited about this one because it is just so different from the last kit I used. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing yet. I loved the last kit I used, so it's kind of weird now working with something completely on the other side of the spectrum. But I know a lot of us have a lot of boys that we scrapbook, husbands, kids, dogs, etc. So I was overdue to really do some more masculine layouts. I just finished watching the rest of Sara's Scrap Simple Elegance class, which has a lot of awesome tips on how to make elegant masculine layouts. I would not call this layout elegant. I would call it masculine. I would not call this one elegant, but I definitely used a lot of the tips she had to make this a more masculine layout. So I'm not going to go over any of the tips that's in her class. I will link it below if you're interested. It's super awesome and fun, and you can use it on every layout forever. It's cool. So anyways, I'm going to start by picking out some 6x6 paper pads to map my photos. Of course, this is a kit I chose specifically to scrapbook Marcus and Bennett. And of course I'm scrapbooking Billy. So that's okay. I was very strategic about it though. So why I went with these pictures were because the colors in the photos really went well with the kit, which is a hard time I'm having with this kit, is finding photos that really go well with it. But this one, the colors matched really well, and my main goal for this first layout was to use some of the embellishments I knew I was going to have problems with, which were the tools. That's why they were all left over from the first time I used this kit. So I definitely want to try and get some of those hammers, drills, the saw if I can, on this layout. And because this specific layout takes place at a mechanic shop, I figured it was the closest thing I was going to get to being able to use tools. So I'm just trying to find the closest papers for this one. I really like this stripe. It has navy and maroon. The photos have navy and maroon. This kit also has a lot of craft in it, which is very similar to Billy's color. So I thought all of that kind of went well together. So right now I'm just triple matting my photo. I think it ends up being quadruple matted by the end. I'm just really trying to dig into this 6x6 paper pad. I'm aware that I only have 12 by 12s, which will be even less since I'm probably going to use more of those 12 by 12s with each other. So I'm trying to make sure I can really use a ton of this 6x6 on each layout, because I don't want much of that pad left over by the time I'm done with this, because I am not buying this collection a third time. So these are a few of the tools I pulled out. Actually, these are all the tools that are left. So you see there's 2 pocket cards, and then there are 3 craft chipboard pieces, and then there's that 1 hammer die cut. So I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut the cards. And at this point I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. I'm leaning more towards what I fussy cut because of the white. At this point there's no craft on this layout, and so the white looks a lot better since there's that white stripe in the background, and there's also white in the pattern paper that I matted the photo in. So I'm kind of not sure though. But for right now I'm just going to get all my layers down. I'm taking a tip from Shamel. The layers were looking very boxy and very boring. So what I decided to do, which I don't do often, I like when I do, not everyone does though, is slightly offset all the layers. Just very slightly and subtly make them a little crooked. And I'm sorry if you're OCD and that gives you anxiety, but I think it adds just enough interest. It's not super noticeable to where it's distracting, but it's enough to kind of make it look more casual, not so perfect. So I know that's kind of weird, but I kind of was going for that vibe for this one, so that's what I ended up doing. And then I'm just trying to build up a few layers around the photo, so I pulled in a doily. I kind of like, if you look at those tools, I sorted them, so I put the drill on top of the drill, and I'm kind of liking how it looks layered, oddly enough. And so now I'm kind of thinking I might use them together. I know that it kind of is unusual, but I think by layering them, one, I get them used, because I don't think I'm going to be able to use any tools on any other layout. But I think layering them like this, it gives them some motion. Both of the tools say the same thing, like both of the drills have the same sentiment, both the hammers have the same sentiment, so I don't need all of it showing. but I kind of feel like having them layered like that gives the tool some motion and some interest. I also think layering that craft chipboard over the white cardstock adds a little bit of texture, especially on top of that doily, and I also added a craft pocket. I think all of that together really adds some texture and adds some interest to this page, so I'm kind of going to try and go with that. And then I'm just going through the other things in this kit. I'm trying to get a few of those tabs on here. I really wanted to use the side without the white box, but then I figured if I had things I could write in the white box, so I'm just going to use them. I put the date on one, and then the other one I didn't really have anything to put in it, so I just doodled some hearts. So that's what I'm doing now. There we go. And there we go. So right now it's looking very strange because I'm just feeling there's not enough craft. The pocket and the chipboard kind of look out of place. So I'm going through the papers in this kit and pulling out one of the craft papers, and I'm just going to do a big fat border around this page so that the craft makes sense. So I'm going to gut the craft so I have a big chunk of that for future layouts. And then I just trimmed off, I think, 2 inches on the top and the side of that stripe so that I could have, I think it's about a 1-inch border around the page. There we go. It made me sad not to use this bulldog print, but I still have a bulldog print on another page, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'm going to go ahead and glue these down in opposite corners. I kind of like how that looked, and I think they're layered in opposite ways so that they kind of look nice across from each other like that. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to that positioning. And then I'm just trying to see what else I can layer up. I'm looking at the sticker sheet. I want to layer up a few of those banners. So I'm going to do 2 of those fat ones. I thought about doing the maroon and the, I think it was black or maybe it was navy, but it was blending in too much with that dark background, so I switched to the lighter colors, which was the white and the gray. And then there was also a white and a gray long banner, so I just swapped the colors and double layered the banner on either side. But I found these chipboard craft thickers. They're called Maggie, and I had not touched them yet. I think they came from an old Christmas kit. So I decided I was just going to throw this in with this kit. So I'm going to try and get these used up since I have not touched them yet, so they will become a part of the kit after this layout. But I decided I was going to call this Let Him Pretend. So this layout is about me, I needed to get my emissions done on my car, and Billy loves car rides, so I was like, you know what, he can come with me. I'll just stand out in the parking lot or wherever while they do the emissions on my car. And then the skies opened up and we got drenched in a matter of 2 seconds. So the people were very nice and they let us inside. I wasn't going to go inside because I wasn't quite sure if they would want dogs in there or not, but they were very nice and they let us come inside. And I know I mentioned it before, but if you're not familiar, Billy used to be a guide dog in training. He never made it completely through the program. But I was his puppy trainer while I was at UGA, so he came with me to all my classes, shopping, all of that. So whenever he gets to go in a store, he like snaps back into that like guide dog mode. He loves having a job. He loved being a guide dog in training, and he was just so happy, and he just felt like he was working, and it was sweet. So I'm titling this Let Him Pretend. Let him pretend he's a guide dog again, and that he has a very important job, and let him be proud of himself. So that's what this layout's about. And I really liked the sentiments in the, I thought they were appropriate in the tools. It says, you know the drill, because Billy does know the drill when it comes to behaving yourself in public and acting appropriately, and then nailed it his part on the hammer, which he did. He did great. So that journaling is essentially what I just told you. And I think we're almost done. Oh, guys, I found the enamel dots from this kit that I completely forgot I had. So these are being thrown into the kit as well. I was going through enamel dots to try and find something and came across these and completely forgot I had them. So Those are actually the My Mind's Eye Hey Mister enamel dots, though they are now included in the kit as well. But I think that's the layout, so we're all done. It's different for sure than what I've been doing, but I think that's a good thing. I love stretching myself, and this is a very me layout, but it's just different than what I've been doing, so I'm thankful for that. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Make sure you check out everyone else who's playing along, check out their kits and what they are making. Thanks for watching. Bye.